Oh, hey YouTube. Just want to say a couple of things real quick. One, so a while back, me and my dad had this, I guess, this discussion or this debate or whatever you want to call it. And he said to me he don't see how a lot of us young black men in the world are so unproductive, but you see black girls, white people, and Chinese people so ahead of the game and getting stuff done. He's like, I don't see how that's possible. I don't see all these young black guys, they don't be trying. They don't be trying. But all these young black girls, all these white girls and boys, all these Asian white girls and boys out here, they're getting so far in life. I don't see how. I told him like, and he's like, I don't even want to hear the fact that they ain't have a dad or they ain't have a mom. That's not an excuse. If you want to do better in life, you'll do better. I looked at him like, wait a minute, hold on. Repeat the races you just said again. He said white and Asian and black girls. I was like, you do realize, first of all, let's just keep one thing 100 here. White people have structure. Asians have structure. Black girls can look up to these feminist women. Black guys who are young ain't got no role model except for who's on TV, which usually is not a good thing. I told him straight up. First of all, I know you're just saying this because you didn't raise none of us, so you're trying to find every excuse in the book as to why you're not wrong for it. But if you want the statistic way of looking at it, all them races got structure. Asian, Chinese, Mexican, white, every race on the face of this earth except African Americans or whatever got structure. We're literally the only race that is broken from our past of slavery. Every other race found a way to come back together and still work together. Our race was so broken that now we have that mindset of you get yours, I get mine. If you don't get yours, then oh well. And it's only 1% of the black race that's actually willing to work together to get something done. The other 99 really don't care. Here's a real fact. As a young black person in the world, you're procreated by two adults who probably don't want you. And in a sense, they have to deal with the fact that they made you, but one might run, the other one might stay and raise you, but who knows how hard it's going to be for that person to do it with the way the system is made. As far as if you're not a part of a feminist movement as a woman, you may not get anywhere. I'm just saying. As far as a black male goes, you're the first to get hired. You're the first to get fired, last to get hired. Just keeping it real. Then, as far as the young black person go, we have to deal with the fact that our dad might procreate us and then leave. Now, we don't have a role model to look up to teach us which way is which and how to get things done. And with our race, we don't even have to dislike each other to leave each other behind. We just do that by nature. Somebody throw a dollar in the middle of two black people, they'll fight to try to get that dollar, even if it means one killing the other. And the other race, you put a dollar in between them, they're going to find a way to turn that dollar into a billion. Our race, we just kill each other over 50 cents, or an image, or a shoe, or a chick, or a reputation, or just because we felt like it. Our race is so scarred from years of abuse and being tricked that we're so, at that level of, I don't care about you, I'm doing for me, screw it. But anyway, but anyway, so I tried to explain to him the best way I knew how, because I know, like I said, he was just saying that because he feels salty that he didn't raise none of his own kids because he ran away like a punk. But I told him straight up, you're sitting here talking about races of people who have structure. And even if they don't like each other, at least they still want to see each other prosper. So at least at the end of the day, the race to itself can't say you never did nothing to help your race succeed. Every race in humanity, and we all been through slavery, we all been through hate crimes, we all been through murder, we all been through all the same stuff. It just happened at different times for the same purpose, power. Somebody wants to be over someone else, or you mentally abuse somebody, you physically abuse them, and then you emotionally abuse them, you break their spirit, and you turn them into nothing. Anyway, but the point of the matter is, you can't blame a young black person for something they can't achieve, especially when they have no idea of how to actually do it. Because the structure they're raised around is toxic and chaotic. And no one's trying to stop the toxic and chaotic order long enough to help that young black person get anywhere, because they're too busy trying to live their own life and do their own thing. Meanwhile, you got the Asian, the Mexican, the Korean, the white, the black girl, all these other races helping build their own kind up and give them something to live off of. We too busy trying to live off an image on TV while they're trying to live off an image of reality, which is, if you don't get somewhere, you're screwed. You don't make no money, you're screwed. If you don't get a degree, you're screwed. You don't got someone to teach you the road, you're screwed. And that's another thing. We don't got no one to teach us the road of life, so we have to unfortunately learn it the hard way, which usually our way ends in jail or dead. But by the grace of God, some of us find a role model or something in life that keeps us going in the right path, but 97% of the time, that don't happen. We usually end up in jail or dead. Now, am I saying every other race don't got their share of problems? No, but statistically, African Americans were more likely to end up in jail or dead because of the lack of unity, the lack of respect, the lack of love, the lack of everything. Because our biggest problem is, instead of loving each other, we only love what we can do for each other and the money that we can get off each other, no matter how that gotta happen. Every other race is literally ahead of us because we're too blind to see our own issue, which is greed and self-pride. And not self-pride like, oh, I believe in myself, I can do this. Self-pride as in, get out my face, I don't want to hear it, leave me alone, bye. Then he got the nerve to say, oh, I don't want to hear that excuse that, oh, young black girls ain't got dads. My nigga, that's the biggest reason why we don't survive, is because we don't. Yeah. My question to him, say for example, this is just a metaphor. You got an Asian person in the car, a white person, a black chick, and a dude, and a black guy. Only 3 out of the 4 got a license. One just got to guess the road. Every other road is clear except the black person's road, which is the black guy. We literally have to watch every inch of the road because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, the Asian got parents, the white got parents, the black girl got a mom. Black dude, nobody. So we don't know how to drive on the road because we don't know when we're going to see something coming or how to get around it. Every other race got that. Got a license, know how to handle the road. We're the only race that don't. And I know I've dealt with that from experience. Then he gonna try to say, no, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. You can't blame the fact that you ain't got a black dad for why you didn't succeed. I'm like, bro, dude, that's literally the reason most of us don't get nowhere, because we don't have a male role model to teach us how to be men. And sad to say, a lot of us actually have to find a much harder route, which a lot of us don't always make it out the right way. A lot usually don't. But like I said, I know that was just his way of trying to get around the fact that he's a failure as a parent, just like my mom, but it happens, I guess, whatever. But he literally tried to say that black young men don't try. Yeah, we do. I've been doing it 20 some years. Yeah, we do. But if you're not, if you don't got that male figure there to teach you how to structure yourself as a black man in this world that's turned against you from 500 years ago, you're not gonna know. Okay, say for example, you want to get a job, and you want to. They tell you you have to put on a suit and cut your hair. You don't know how to tie a tie, just like my dad. He showed me this the hard way. Say for example, like I had to do Youth Sunday. Now, I told my dad, like, I need help tying my tie. He says he didn't know how to do it. Funny thing, though, I had to go and ask around my church, and this man named Mr. Ray, bless his heart, he's the one who tied my tie. Funny how when my dad had to sing in the choir, this man knew how to do it like that, but when it came to helping me, he ain't know how to do it. That's that toxic crabs in a barrel stuff. Your own people literally don't care about anything until it's them who has to be put on a spotlight. And that's my dad who I'm saying this about. Anytime he sees me in a hard place, the only time he's willing to help me get out of it is when it makes him look good and it's in front of people. Other than that, he'll let me drown and he will not care because he's trying to take care of his self-image. That's the main thing that's wrong with African Americans now. We're too busy worrying about our self-image and not ourselves, each other. As that old African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. So where the village at? Did the damn thing burn down? Did it go bankrupt? Did everyone leave? What happened? What happened? Because I gotta say again, you see every other race, whether they like each other, whether they don't. And let me just be honest with you. You got Italians who got a Sicilian side and a regular side. I think it's blue and green or something like that. They may not like each other, but when it comes to getting their kids out of a bad place, dude, they'll throw money, food, a tie, a suit, a dress, get them from A to B, anywhere they gotta go, as long as they can't tell that person, you never helped me. Asians, their parents may not like them, but if it's in the reputation of their family that they're all pianists and, musicians and they're all successful, don't even matter if the family don't like you. The point is, they're going to help you succeed because they don't want you in their house forever. They want, like, if you got their last name and they're all successful, they want you to be, they want you to be a success story, whether or not they like you. It's the fact that if you got my last name, you're not going to embarrass me with it. Mexicans, they may not always like each other, but they understand culturally where they came from, so they want to keep helping their race come up. And they're literally willing to sell fruit on a highway for 5 cents or salad for 5 cents a piece. Niggas or black people will literally beat each other down to the point where we are nothing because we're so busy worrying about our self-image. And the second we don't like each other, we just want to see each other fail and don't care. Then, oh, that's your fault. You didn't try. You didn't want to do no better. Really? Really? That's my fault. But yet the black dad I was supposed to have had sex with my mama and left. Now I don't know which way to go and I'm lost. Now it's my fault because I don't know how to deal with life because nobody taught me. Because instead of my parents getting along long enough to raise me, they're too busy going at each other's necks about dumb stuff like who is the better parent? Who raised me? Why I should respect who for what? I don't understand that. Like, one thing about a black dad, I gotta tell you, a lot of y'all will run away from your responsibility as a parent, then wait for the child to get to a certain age where you ain't gotta deal with their ways, and then the child support run out, you ain't gotta deal with them no more. Then you come back expecting respect. They don't give it to you, now you mad. That's what I don't understand. Y'all will get mad at a child who don't want to respect you. Oh, I brought you in this world. I gave you life. But what did you do with it after that? You abandoned it. So why should your child owe you respect for something you abandoned? The mom deserved more respect than you because she literally tried to raise me. You ran. And however you feel about the mom, or at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you feel about the mom. You created the son or the daughter or the children with that chick. Whatever you feel about her, keep that between you and her. That has nothing to do with your seed. Nothing. You see this innocent bystander. Y'all brought it down here. So how about instead of y'all, oh, I don't like her, oh, I don't like him, oh, your dad's a piece of shit, oh, your mother. Stop doing that to your child, because the only thing you're going to do is turn your child into a toxic monster that don't know how to handle life. Which y'all don't get. None of y'all seem to. Absolutely none of y'all. Y'all bring a child into the world, then get mad at that child because it's messed up in the head because one didn't raise it and one scarred it. And it's like Morgan Freeman said, a toxic mom is worse than an absent dad. Or two toxic parents are worse than two parents that ain't there at all. Because one's supposed to be the role model, but instead of you being a role model, you're just being a steamroller over cement. You're crushing it, you're flattening it out, but in the end, it ain't getting it where it's just going to dry up and people are just going to walk all over it forever. Then eventually it's going to get unstable and get cracks, crack up, and then they got to repair it again if they can, or just take up the whole thing and repair it or put more down. Metaphorically, that's your child. So that's why I'm bringing up the point of all these black dads want to make excuses as to why they wasn't there. Well, at the end of the day, my dude, if you ain't there, don't expect your child to respect you, especially if they had to raise themselves and go through life on their own and not know which way is up. And then the only time you actually want to be in their life is when they become something or you don't have to financially support them anymore. Then you want respect, but in the end, you don't get it. Now you're mad. Just letting you know. So to that comment of different races, all them races at the end of the day, they know how to get along whether or not they like each other. They don't let money or image or anything like that separate them. African Americans, we do that all the time over any little thing. It could be a dollar, it could be a shoe, it could be a self-image. It don't even matter. Somebody can just look at you wrong and you kill them. Or you degrade them. Or like the crabs in the barrel thing goes. You see one African American trying to get out the hood and you stop it by any means necessary. Because like I said, if you see them trying to succeed, then that just means ultimately they're going to want to come back and take you with them. And you're so used to living one way, you don't want to change it. Because now you fear different things that you're going to have to do to actually work to make something out yourself. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Peace.